Hello, everybody. I am very excited to be joined right now by WWE Superstar LA Knight. LA Knight, how are you doing today?
Some might even say megastar. Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad at all, thank you. I have to say, I mean, I have been watching WWE since I was a little kid with an afro, and I don't necessarily know that the
It's
product
weird.
has
I was a
ever.
little kid with an afro too. It's
We
pretty
all
strange.
we're all there.
Yeah.
We're all there. I
Weird how
don't
that
know.
works.
I don't know if the product's ever been as popular as it is right now. And on top of that, I don't know if we've seen a superstar with the meteoric rise that we've seen with yourself. So speaking to your character, what do you attribute that to? Because there are a lot of great superstars in the WWE, but to get, as they say, over sometimes is very rare. I mean, as soon as your music hits, people are going crazy. So what do you attribute that to?
Short answer, I don't know.
Okay.
Um, I really don't know because I mean, if you look at everything that was going on at the time when that rise really started happening, the only thing I could really attribute it to was just taking advantage of some of the time that I had when I was doing the whole deal with Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
And but at the time, still, it was kind of like, we don't know about this guy. But it seems like once I got out of that, I didn't really have any direction for
Mhm.
months. There was nothing happening with me. But somehow in that time is when, oh, wait a minute, I think we kind of like this guy. I don't know what it was, but clearly I must have been making the most of my time
Mhm.
because I wasn't doing a damn thing. So something was hitting. I don't know what it is, and I can't attribute it to anything. I can speculate all day. You can speculate. What do you think it was?
I just think that it was part of it was timing. I think part of it is the fact that you've got this very engaging personality that people gravitate to, and they see something in you that gets them very excited. And I think there's a lot of the in-ring performance is definitely there. You're a very gifted athlete. Your
Thank
on mic skills, which you're very welcome. Your on mic skills are on point as well. So I think all of those things put together just kind of made their recipe for a great, exciting superstar for people to get behind.
I'll take that. There's
Yeah.
something in there, and it had to have been something that really stuck out because again, I think I was fighting an uphill battle, just because again, I had nothing going on. So the fact that I was able to get that kind of a rise with literally nothing working in my favor is kind of crazy to think about, especially in hindsight and going back and like, how, why? But hell, here we are, and things are working out pretty damn well.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have a lot going on now. I have to ask, I mean, in previous years, like if we go over the years in WWE, we've got the height of WrestleMania and then there's a bit of a lull and then we start building up toward, SummerSlam and some of the fall events. 2024 has been an exceptional year. There is no lull. I mean, throughout
Sure
the
is.
year, there have been a lot of exciting storylines and exciting things going on within the company. Have you found it difficult to even take a moment to catch your breath and have a moment's peace? Because it seems like this has literally been a nonstop year.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's crazy too because we've slowed down the domestic live events here in the
Mhm.
U.S. So it's like you'd figure, oh well, that's great. We're gonna get a little more time at home. No, because it's been so much more international. I mean, we did two UK tours or two, I think it was two UK tours within a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks, just back in October, November. What I think we were in somewhere in Europe, Germany, Brussels, a couple other places like a month before that.
Mhm.
It's been everywhere around the world and back in such a small amount of time. I mean, Japan in July, everywhere. I can keep going. It doesn't stop. So yeah, there's not a lot of lulls, and it's crazy because I mean, I'm not even sure that we've been this regularly worldwide. Like, I mean, I
Mhm.
know I think back to, when I was a kid, and they'd randomly be in Kuwait or South Africa or something like that. But now it's like it's such a regular thing now, multiple times per year to be in very different parts of the world that give us a very different flavor to what we do, which is really cool.
No, absolutely. The passport's definitely getting a workout.
We're
Now,
in line. I got all the stamps.
exactly. Now, we are having this conversation in December, but we are on the road to a lot of things, including the Elimination Chamber, which is making its return to Canada. The last time it was here, I believe, was a couple of years ago in Montreal. Now it's going to be in Toronto. Now, the last time you and I crossed paths, it was at Money in the Bank, which was at Scotiabank Arena. This is actually going to be at the Rogers Center. So this is going to be in a dome, which I think is fantastic, in a full-fledged stadium here.
Oh
So
yeah.
first and foremost, for those who might not know, would you mind explaining what the Elimination Chamber is?
Well, you look at a giant cage, basically more or less, but it's almost more. It's definitely more than a cage. I don't even know how to describe that. I mean, it's literally like a giant cell,
Hmm.
but I want to take that away from Hell in a Cell because it's honestly it's more reinforced and harder than Hell in a Cell as
Hmm.
far as like the actual structure itself. But within that, you've got what is it? I think it's six men in a pod. Well, I think there's the ladies elimination chamber too. Let me not take away from that. But yeah, so what do we have? All the pods filled
Four
up.
pods, yeah, and then two people start.
So we got four pods. Two people start. Well, hell, you know. So why don't you go ahead and tell them? But but
This
it's
is the joint Keith LA Knight interview.
yeah. So it's so yeah. So what? It starts out with two, and
Starts
then
out with two.
I don't know what the timing is, but every so often one of those pods is going to open up and somebody's coming out.
Yeah.
Next pod's going to open up, somebody's coming out, and then eventually another pod, and then another pod. So you got all the guys in there, and then it's elimination style, and then we just basically see who's the last man standing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was probably one of the most inventive matches that there is. I mean, we just finished War Games. We've got the Hell in
In
the
a
Cell,
weird
but
way, it's like a singles version of War Games,
it
if you
really
really,
is. It really
yeah.
is. It's very exciting. So that's something that's coming. And again, one of the most exciting things, and I think this speaks to the popularity of the product, is very easily could have gone to Scotiabank Arena. And I got to remember because these arenas, they keep changing names, LA Knight. But anyways, this week at Scotiabank
Everything is
Arena,
Rogers. There's Rogers Arena,
right?
Rogers Center, Rogers something.
Just taking
Whoever
over.
this Rogers is, he's
Yeah,
got
he's
up there.
he's doing well. He's doing well.
Yeah.
But so this is going to be in the Rogers Center, the artist formerly known as the Sky Dome, and I think that just goes to speak to the overwhelming popularity of the product. That instead of being in an arena which would fit about 18-20,000 people, this
Sure.
is now in a dome that's gonna sit well over 40,000. So as this is the final, I believe the final event before the big event of the year, WrestleMania. Is this kind of like a precursor or a practice run of being inside of that big stadium and enjoying that capacity crowd?
I mean, I guess that's a way to look at it. Right now, I guess you could say, to use an old '90s term, we're the stuff, and so we're filling it out. So whether it's in an arena or a stadium, and you know, this isn't even you know, you think of stadium shows and you think of like WrestleMania, right? But here we are,
Mhm.
Elimination Chamber, and we're doing the Sky Dome or the Rogers. What is it? Rogers Center.
Yeah,
I don't want to speak badly of
yeah,
Rogers. He
yeah,
might
yeah,
come after me with all this money.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so I mean, to be able to do something like that with what's not even maybe considered, you know, our Super Bowl or something like that is pretty wild. So that just speaks to what we've been doing and the path we've been blazing for the last couple of years, and we continue to blaze, and things just keep growing. So I'm curious to see where all this goes. I mean, at some point they're going to have to get you know, double-sized stadiums at some point just to fill it out for us.
I know I'm very excited about that. Before I drift into some quick, fun, rapid fire questions, one of the great things that WWE does, and when they go to the different markets, they always take some time to do some community events, and I know that's something that's special to you. If you wouldn't mind, I mean, are there any different organizations that you really like getting involved with? Because I think one of the things that WWE does better than a lot of other organizations, and they do a great job of promoting it, is the fact that they always want to give back to the community.
Yeah, you know, I've bounced around to so many different places between doing children's hospitals, and I think just last week I was at a Boys and Girls Club, which is always fun because I mean, you know, sometimes the kids know you, sometimes they don't, but either way, they're just so happy to be there and so happy for you to be there. So that's
Hmm.
always a good time. I am a big time dog lover. Now we don't have a lot of a lot of dog things going on, but I find myself every now and then just on my own. I think we were in Brussels or Germany or wherever we were, and I didn't, had a little bit of free time on one of these rare free time days. I went to a dog shelter and I just
Ah,
to see if I could go walk a couple dogs. They wouldn't let me walk the dogs because I didn't have like, I got to register and all that stuff. And they're like, you can like hang out with the dogs though. So I went and like hung out with the dogs and stuff like that. So that's a big thing for me. And again, like I said, anytime I get to go to the Boys and Girls Club and hang out with the kids and make sure that they're having a good time and give away some things or sign some things or take some pictures and stuff like that. Always cool.
love that. Love that. Okay.
It's one of the
Um,
best parts of what we do, actually. That and like sometimes I'll have people who will message me or tag me in something on Instagram where it's like, oh, I started working out because of LA Night. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's cool. That's when you're actually like affecting some change in some people.
yeah. Well, I definitely think that you and your peers are definitely affecting a lot of lives in a very positive way. So thank you for that. All right, we're gonna jump into some fun rapid fire questions here. First question of rapid fire, it's always the same. What is your favorite movie of all time? And if you can't think of one, I will take a top three.
I think default is Ghostbusters.
All right. Fair. Okay, just so we're clear, we're talking 1984 Ghostbusters.
OG. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Listen, you are muscles upon muscles. I have to ask for the people. LA Knight, when is the last time you ate a cookie?
Probably about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some leftover chocolate chips from somebody brought some over for Thanksgiving. So had a couple of those left over that I need to kill.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have all these different factions in WWE. We got Judgment Day, we got New Day, we got Bloodline. If you were to form a faction, who are three or four people that you would want in it with you?
I had thought about this before, actually. I had pitched this a few years ago where I was like, I kind of want guys who are almost like downtrodden, who like have a lot of potential, but haven't really been used necessarily to the top of their potential. I don't know who those would be now. I think I had names years ago when I was in like NXT because I almost wanted to have this kind of um I don't know if you could say cult like, but I was almost thinking of like this was back thinking about like the Walking Dead, like the Saviors or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Or like one guy at the front, and then there's a lot of guys who are just like, all right, wait, this guy is going to be able to get me what I want,
yeah.
and I will do anything for him, kind of an idea. Other than that, I haven't really put much thought into it. But I mean, if you were going to do like a big three, Miami Heat, LeBron super team or something like that. Probably I don't know what me and Cody and Roman or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Sure. We'll do something like that.
okay, fair, fair.
But that's unstoppable. What do you
Yeah.
do then?
I'm glad you didn't throw that back to me because I wasn't sure either. So that's good. My last question for you. You're making the return to Toronto next year for Elimination Chamber. You had the opportunity of course, being there not too long ago with Money in the Bank. Is there anything that you're looking forward to about Toronto specifically on your upcoming visit?
I can tell you one thing I'm not looking forward to, and that's how cold it is up there. I retired from cold weather so long ago. When I first moved to LA, I said, no more of this. I am done. So I can tell you, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'll get over it. I'll deal with it. It's only for a limited time, couple days.
Yeah,
But I think the main thing I'm looking forward to is the energy in that building because I mean,
yeah.
Toronto has that reputation.
Hmm.
With that being the case, I want to get in there. Everybody wants to get in there and feel that for sure.
Yeah, I have a tip to deal with the cold. There's a place called Tim Hortons, and
Yeah.
they make a great hot chocolate.
Hot
So
chocolate.
they
Okay.
make a great hot chocolate. It's
All
a
right.
lot of people like coffee, like tea. Your boy Keith is a big hot chocolate fan. That will warm you up.
I feel like
That will
hot
help
chocolate,
prevent
and
you.
maybe I'm wrong, but see, I'm thinking hot chocolate at nighttime. All right,
Yeah,
things are winding down a little bit. Let me get my little hot chocolate here and sip it.
yeah,
No,
exactly. But when it's freezing cold out, hot chocolate anytime. Let
yeah.
me tell you. Listen, it has been
Anything
an
warm at that point.
Right. It has been an
Yeah,
absolute pleasure speaking with you today. You are a fantastic performer in the ring, but you're an even better ambassador outside of the ring. So
appreciate that.
it's been
Thank
an
you.
honor. So wish you all the best and looking forward to seeing you in Toronto.
Thank you, man. I'll see you up there.
All right, thank you.